Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, quick question. How many times have you started a new exercise routine in January, felt genuinely good about it, and then looked up 6 weeks later and realized you haven't moved intentionally in 3 weeks?
Right. And here's the thing that makes this genuinely interesting. It's not a willpower problem. The behavioral science is actually very clear on that. Most movement routines fail because of how they're designed, not who's following them.
Which is such a relief to hear, honestly, because I have started a strength training routine approximately 4 times in the past few years. And every single time I told myself this was the time it would stick.
4 times is actually useful data, Emma. And today, that's exactly what we're digging into. What behavioral science says about why movement habits fail, and more importantly, what the research says actually makes them last.
So let's start at the beginning. Because I think most people, when they decide to get more active, they go straight to the what. What workout, what gym, what app, and they skip right past the why.
Brilliant point. And the research backs that up. A 2020 paper published in the British Journal of Health Psychology by Philippa Lally's group found that people who connected a new health behavior to an existing value, not just a goal, showed significantly higher adherence at 12 weeks.
So not, I want to lose 10 pounds, but something more like, I want to have energy to actually play with my kids without sitting down after 10 minutes.
Exactly. The technical term is values-based motivation versus outcome-based motivation. Outcome motivation is brittle. It collapses when progress stalls or life gets messy.
Here's the thing, though. I have done the values exercise, written it all down, and I still fell off.
Right, so values are necessary but not sufficient. This is where implementation intentions come in.
Okay, break that down.
Peter Gollwitzer at NYU has studied this extensively. An implementation intention is basically a very specific if-then plan, not I'll exercise more. Instead, when I drop the kids at school, I will drive directly to the park and walk for 20 minutes.
Oh, that's specific enough to make me slightly uncomfortable. Because now I can't claim I just forgot.
That's precisely the mechanism. It removes the decision from the equation. And Gollwitzer's meta-analysis across dozens of studies found implementation intentions roughly doubled follow-through compared to simple goal setting.
Doubled. Okay, that's not a small effect.
Not at all. And this connects to another concept the behavioral scientists call habit stacking, which James Clear popularized in his book Atomic Habits, drawing on earlier work by B.J. Fogg at Stanford.
The idea that you attach a new behavior to something you already do automatically.
Right. After I pour my morning coffee, I will do 10 minutes of movement. You're borrowing the automatic trigger from an existing habit.
I actually did this with drinking water before coffee, and that one has genuinely stuck, so I believe it works. The question is whether I can trust myself to apply it to something harder.
And that brings us to what the research says about difficulty scaling, which I think is where most people, including, if you'll forgive me, you 4 times over, go wrong immediately.
Oh, go right ahead. 4 times is 4 times.
B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits methodology is very explicit here. The single most common design error in behavior change is making the initial habit too ambitious. People aim for the habit they want to have in 3 months rather than the habit they can actually sustain this week.
Which is 100% my pattern. I don't want to do 20-minute workouts. I want to do the full hour program with the structured progression. And then one busy week happens and the full hour becomes impossible and I just stop entirely.
And this is actually where I want to push back a little, because I think there's a genuine tension here worth naming.
Let's hear it.
The counter-argument is that research on dose in exercise, studies by the American College of Sports Medicine and large cohort data published in JAMA, shows there is a meaningful threshold for physiological benefit. 10 minutes a day is better than nothing, but it's not equivalent to 30 to 45 minutes of moderate intensity work.
So we're not saying tiny is fine forever.
No, we're saying tiny is the entry point. The research on habit formation by Wendy Wood at USC, she's probably the leading behavioral scientist on habits right now, distinguishes between habit acquisition and habit maintenance. You need a different strategy for each phase.
That's actually a reframe that helps me. I've been treating the whole thing like one undifferentiated problem, but starting the habit and sustaining it at a meaningful level are 2 different challenges.
Precisely. And if you want to keep it real with your listeners, which I know you do, if you're just joining us, please do like and subscribe so you don't miss episodes like this one.
Smooth.
Thank you. The honest picture is that weeks 1 through 4 are about removing friction and building the identity anchor. Weeks 4 through 12 are where you progressively load.
And the identity piece is huge. This connects to something James Clear writes about too. The idea that you're not trying to complete a workout, you're becoming someone who moves.
Right, and there's neuroscience behind that. Each time you perform a behavior, you're casting a vote for that identity in your own mind. It's not mystical. It's literally how self-perception shifts over time.
Okay, but let's talk about something real, because there are people listening who have tried all of this. They've read the books, they've set the intentions, they've habit stacked, and life still intervenes. Aging parents, stressful jobs, kids with crises at school. What does the behavioral science say about recovery from disruption?
This is genuinely important, and the research here is encouraging. A study published in Health Psychology found that what most strongly predicted long-term adherence wasn't perfect consistency. It was what researchers called flexible persistence. The ability to miss a few days and re-engage without catastrophizing.
The never miss twice principle.
Related to that, yes. James Clear popularized that framing, but the underlying research goes back to relapse prevention models in clinical psychology. Marlatt and Gordon's work in the 1980s. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice starts a pattern.
That is the most practically useful thing I have heard, because I am absolutely the person who misses one workout, decides I failed, and then waits until Monday or next month.
Which is statistically by far the most common failure mode, not lack of effort, all or nothing thinking.
So the practice is actually learning to tolerate imperfection within the system, not eliminating imperfection from the system.
Well said. And there's one more element I want to bring in before we get to practical steps.
Hit me.
Social environment. Christakis and Fowler's landmark research on social contagion, their work in the New England Journal of Medicine, demonstrated that health behaviors spread through social networks in ways people consistently underestimate. Having even one person in your immediate social circle who exercises regularly increases your own probability of exercising meaningfully.
This actually makes me feel better about those group fitness classes I keep dismissing as not serious enough. Maybe the community is part of the mechanism, not just a nice add-on.
The research says it absolutely is. Accountability partners, group formats, even just sharing your intentions publicly. These all tap into social commitment mechanisms.
And from a practical standpoint, that could look like a walking group, a fitness class, a text thread with one friend. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated.
Completely right. The scaffold matters more than the sophistication.
Okay, if I had to give every listener one thing to walk away with today, and I mean one thing, it's this. Design the smallest possible version of your movement habit that still feels real to you. Not laughably small, just genuinely doable on your worst week, and then protect that minimum like it's non-negotiable.
And I would add, when you miss a day, which you will, treat it as data rather than failure. Wendy Wood's research, BJ, Fogg's work, all of it converges on the same point. The behavior that compounds over years is the one you re-enter after disruption. Consistency is a recovery skill.
Y'all, thank you so much for spending this time with us. If today's conversation got you thinking differently about how you move, or don't move, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this kind of research-grounded, actually livable wellness conversation.
Optimistically realistic, as always. See you next time.
This show is part of the VoxCrea.AI system. If you want a show like this for your organization without building it yourself,
go to VoxCrea.AI and request a sample episode.